Okay, so I go by Rob Shamar, a combination of my first and my middle name. Last name Stinson. Originally from Massachusetts, and I've been out here since 2013. I was a military vet, Marine Corps, and spent some time working at various jobs. Try to find my foot in entertainment. Various jobs from the military to even working in law enforcement. So I've been doing acting and modeling, and since basically 2000 and I want to say 2014 is when I actually got getting into it. Had a rough start,
Yeah.
very rough start. Because I just moved to Georgia. Actually got scammed, lost a lot of money. Yeah, so now that I've actually learned the ways, and I'm still learning. Every day is a learning experience.
Right.
But now I'm actually able to coach people from what I've learned in my past experience on what places to not look.
And what's
Yeah, what places not to follow, and because they're out there for your money and not trying to help you. So I've
Absolutely.
helped a lot of people with that, and I even actually started making a list like on social medias and putting it in different networking environments for them to people to post around, like how many, what agencies are not trustworthy, whatever.
Right. Okay, cool.
So, so like I said, I started in 2014, but I really didn't know what I was doing. To be honest, though, I actually started with music while I was in the military before 2014, and I worked with people who were not trustworthy.
Yeah.
That's really where the scams kind of started,
Hmm.
and it made me lose the interest of music. So and that I was in love with music since I was really young. So I
I
couldn't,
feel
you
it.
know what I'm saying? I was writing,
Hmm.
writing and singing and rapping, all that. But when I took acting seriously and started taking classes, I believe that was, I want to say maybe 2016 or 17 is when I actually started taking it really serious.
Okay.
Because everything else I was just basically just
Shooting the shit.
submitting and then
Yeah.
shooting my shot here and
Hmm.
there. Got a bunch of extra gigs and stuff like that. But then I started taking classes and networking with people, and that way I was able to actually book some of the independent gigs that I've actually got onto. So.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, it's a art that allows you to
Yourself?
be yourself and not yourself. Like it lets you step out of your world. But if you're a content creator, then you have your own platform to do whatever you want, whatever you please, and to show people your character, your energy, and all that. Your talents. So being an actor, it helps me step out of my normal day to day life and actually be able to show people, a different side of me
Right.
than you might see at work,
Hmm.
stuff like that. So
Home versus life.
right. I mean, then there's always all the benefits that come with you know, being on TV and stuff
Right.
like that. So all that you don't even have to. That speaks for itself.
Right.
Hmm. So interesting. Should know that was coming, right? Nobody ever likes to toot their horn or talk about their weaknesses. So I guess strong points would be my ability to adapt. That's the one thing because I've had so many job experiences. Like I said, I did military, I did law enforcement, I've done culinary arts, personal training, security. Name it. I've had so many job experiences, so I'm actually able to adapt into almost any
Anything.
character that I
Hmm.
need to be because of my different experiences I've
Right.
had and stuff like that. A weak point would be, and some people would probably be like, "What?" But it would be confidence. That's always been one of the weaker points. Even though I have it, I say that it's weak because it should be more.
Mm-hmm.
But we we as humans, we always self doubt. We always, we're our biggest critics
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. We body shame ourselves and stuff like that. So I'm guilty of all that. Exactly, I'm guilty of all that, and that's why I say that's to be my weakest, because sometimes you just got to be like, you know what, I am worthy. And I should be able to knock this role out. But we get in there, even when I'm singing, sometimes I be like, oh my gosh, like, how do I sound right now?
Mm-hmm.
And or if I'm doing a role, I'm just like, who's watching me? Who's watching? But
Exactly.
if you have your confidence, you just get in there. You don't worry about anything else. You do what you do, and you walk out with your head held high. Whatever happens, happens. So
Right.
gotta answer that. For one, keep networking and keep training. That's one of the things I need to. I'm actually pursuing now. Even though I'm still working full time, but on my off time, if I'm not working out, then I'm looking into where I can get more training. Like I've already logged in. I want to go to ATL stunts and learn how to be a stunt man or whatever. I train in martial arts and stuff like that, so that way everything looks good. My tacticals, I'm always trying to keep that up because
Right.
even though I was in the military, for that to transfer on film, you always you want to be swift. You don't want it to look like it's fake,
Yeah.
and especially if they're like, oh, weren't you a real a real Marine
Yeah.
or a real police officer and stuff like that. So like, yeah, so it's like I always got to keep all that stuff up, and that's the one way to build confidence for anything you do is to continue to train and learn knowledge about that craft.
Absolutely.
So that one's always hard for me because of my, I wouldn't say self doubt, but it's more of like just of the struggle that I've had to endure, and I've always had a lot of setbacks. But short term would be to get established, I guess, to get my name out there in the industry in a positive way, to
Mm-hmm.
where I have a good following. I have a platform. People are starting to recognize me more and stuff like that. And long term, to build something for my family. For wealth and health and longevity. That'd be the long term. Whatever route God takes me in, whether it's the industry or whether it's in the workforce, which I'm not trying to do a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. I'd rather be an entrepreneur and do stuff like that, which I've also looked into stuff like that too. So wherever longevity wise, wherever the road takes me, I just want to make sure that it's something that will bring multiple streams of income, and also I can live a longevity and healthy and wealthy life
Absolutely.
for my family and myself. Money. If I had more money, probably I wouldn't have to work, so hard on my off time.
Absolutely.
Whether because I spend so much time at work, now I'm basically depriving the time that I could be spending on my crafts. But because my craft is one of those it's it people gotta understand that people who want to be in the industry and stuff like that, or in entertainment in general, it's a self promoting job. So either you can get sponsors and all that stuff, but no one's gonna sponsor someone that they don't know. While they're
Absolutely.
in the workforce, you apply your resume, you
Mm-hmm.
work, you go home. Here, you constantly have to keep on making yourself better because it's a competition, and the better you are, and the more people you put yourself in front of, everybody wants to take something from you.
Right.
So if you don't have nothing to give, and most of the time that take is for money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have nothing to give, then you're going to be stagnant in your career.
Absolutely.
Hmm. I just want to show them I had said this one time, and I was a younger, I was doing an interview for to audition basically for like a casting network type of thing, and I had told them I just wanted them to see like a brighter side, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and like like a certain type of character that I bring out, you know, as far as like the peaceful, the happiness, you know what I'm saying, the goofiness, all that, like just to make people laugh again,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people, you know, are so hung up on the craziness of the world that people don't smile a lot, you know. And I may not be a professional comedian, but if I can get a smile out of somebody, it brightens my day because I know that I might have just helped them get through a moment of their life. So to make people smile would be, you know, like it's the biggest gift right there.
I like it.
I mean, there's multiple ways to support. Just being there is one way, you know. Actually telling telling me or telling somebody, or if it's me, telling me that, you know, I'm doing the right thing. You know, just assuring me that I'm actually doing the right thing and to not give up, because that means a lot. And like when I've heard that from people at my job that I just started, you know, a couple months ago, people have, you know, the word started going around that I've done this and I've done that, and I'm a supervisor, and people were starting to come to me to like, hey man, you're a good actor. I've seen some of your stuff, and they're like, keep it going. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. That from my family and friends, it means the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, there's always donating, so that way I can actually save up to get better content, to get better film cameras and all that stuff. I wanted to set up an inside studio just like you guys have, um, and stuff like that. I mean, would just mean the world, I guess.
Yeah,
Just assurance and support like that.
absolutely.
I don't know. You elaborate on that? Like
Um,
examples?
like, what's one really great thing about you that you wish everyone
Wow.
around you knew, but like people that don't know you? So for me, for instance, I
Yeah.
said, well, I'm fucking great and everybody should know that.
I like that.
I got a big head, you know,
Yeah.
but it kind of goes into play with kind of like what you said. Like you want to make people smile,
Yeah.
and so like that's me. Like I'm a goofball. Like I
Right.
literally always want to like make people smile. Like if I'm in a room and people aren't smiling, like no, party's here. Like we're about to act up, you know. So it's like I want
yeah.
everybody to know like I'm basically like the class clown in a way,
Yeah.
like in a good way though. You know what I mean? Like I want to walk into a room and be able to brighten people up automatically, kind of thing. You know.
That's actually that's a good point because I can agree with that, and actually similarity have the same type of vibes. I've actually in the same way. I'm actually the same way. Um, Given my jobs experience and stuff like that, I have to be serious. You know, as supervisors, you have to be stern. You know, in military or even in law enforcement, you have to have a certain thing about you, and a lot of times that rubs off in the community. So I guess one thing that I would want people to know is don't be afraid to laugh. Don't be afraid to smile. You know, just even though I might come off as that brute because of my job, but in actuality, I'm a big kid. So
Cool. Okay. So
big goofball.
yeah.
Once again, I'm Rob Shamar, and you can actually find me on any social media platform as Rob Shamar. It's Shamar spelled with an A, not an E. So, and I'm on Instagram. I do have a Twitter, but I'm hardly ever on there. So, YouTube and Facebook, all that. You know, TikTok. Rob Shamar.
Thank you.
Thank you.